Hi guys, it's extremewirehead here, and I've been playing a little bit of SLAI and messing around with all these newfangled things in Las Vegas. And as you can see, the ranker is right in front of us, and we're messing around. But I just like to say, it's been a tough ride. It's really hard to get back into the groove of SLAI because, for the most part, one death can move you back like you lose all your cash, so you end your damage, so you have to pay for repairs for your chip, and it's a terrible experience. I would say that maybe it's a bit too harsh, but then for such an old game, I think it was quite appropriate for the feeling of why it was so difficult to be such a top dog in that world. Um, wow, that's it's just I really think it was way behind in its time and could have done so much more amazing things if it had come out a couple of years later. Let's just skip on ahead because I'm pretty sure I stick around for way too long fighting here. So then I end up facing the boss again and running around, and apparently he just shows up right in front of me and kills me because I didn't spot him hide behind the corner, and that got me killed. And I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it at all. I could have just very easily have left multiple times in that firefight, but then I chose to because we were in the exact same positions. I thought I could do it a second time, which is obviously I didn't. Not great, but you know, a win's a win's a win. I'm gonna keep that win, and we're gonna go on ahead to showing off that new badge I got from Class D. I've already forgotten whether or not it's day or night time. Las Vegas never tells you whether or not it's day or night. It just looks all the same, which is kind of sad when you think about it. So let's go skip on ahead to the next match. Next match. But before the next match, Embryo shows up again, that dude that you fought with in the qualifying to get your license, and he's as you've probably figured out from the previous part of the story, he's already joined the guild of sorts of the third ranker Lynx, if I'm not mistaken, and he's got his posse, I would say. They're not. I've never seen how good they are, so I'm just gonna call them posse or bodyguards. And they've all just been really good friends, which apparently one of them just skyrocketed into fame, which is amazing. So Embryo shows off, tries to take control of it, and of course he can't because there's a macho guy and a cool guy, the straight guy and the crazy guy, and they are. It gets quite confusing. One of the things that I think was interesting about SLAI in general was not only do you have to deal with the interaction of people, but then the chip that you use to go face people in combat also give their remarks, also have their own emotions, also have their own feelings about certain topics, and trying to guide their player into a better way of doing things. And in some cases they don't even do that, they just mess around, and that's awesome because it means that when you see 4 people on stage there, and including yourself, that's 5, you've actually got 10 people talking simultaneously, and the interactions can get quite interesting. I have no idea whether or not these chips were programmed like that, but I can understand why they're so good at shooting people, at shooting other robots, because they're amazing. These AIs they could have their own story by themselves, which is great. And of course, I don't really care too much about the story because Flint is just your macho guy. Since the smart one, Skeln is a fanboy. It's just what he is. He really loves his leader, and that's about all that there is. And Embryo's the new kid. So we've got quite a few stereotypes here, and I'm proud to say that there's not really too much to say. He's just bragging about what his friends about his rankers. Oh wait, was he the first ranker? I have no idea anymore. All I know is he's a high up ranker, and it's like, oh god, he was too busy to get here, but you know, it was great to see you and all. Yeah, let's go. They're gonna get ready, and they've got 9 hours to prepare. I don't take 9 hours to prepare. Or at least I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, he wanted to meet me, but I'm pretty busy. How can you be busy when you've got all that cash? 27,000 uh robots destroyed? That's crazy talk. So let's go on ahead to what happens next. So apparently, the top ranker of Las Vegas, Lucas, and his AI Chani were watching, just like what you would think anybody in Las Vegas does for entertainment, actually gambling on the games. And they were gambling to see if whether or not you, or the player, or in this case me, will have what it takes to win him some money or something. I don't actually know, and the AI makes a jab at him being divorced and all of this stuff, and I don't really care too much because that's probably as serious as the show's ever as the game has ever been, and it's hasn't benefited in any way from doing so. So from here on out, it's just the same old as I recall, and very quickly we're going to get ourselves into that match. That yep, yep. And in this case, it's a girl, which is the very first one so far. I completely forgot how many there are actually. So Alice, and she has, for a girl, a very boring paint job. It's just dirty white with a bunch of, I think, pink lines on it. By the way, I'm sorry if you can hear the construction work in the background. I'm going to try and minimize that, but it irritates me. It just irritates me that it's there. So since we're facing up against another fast unit, the one of the dangers of doing a fight with a fast unit such as myself is I can probably outrun, I can probably hide, and that leads itself to getting shot in the back, which is one of the biggest faux pas of playing SLAI. So I decided to go to the highest point in the map, one of the highest points in the map, and scout out my prey, which obviously will not get you a lot of points, but then again, it makes sure that you don't die, which is probably paramount. So, the yeah, and I go wasting so much ammo on a single tiny thing. It's crazy. You can tell that the boss is around just because of the explosions. Because I mentioned this the last time I tried to record the thing. I hate grenades. Okay, I hate grenades in this game because they're so difficult to use, very hard to master. They do decent damage, but then trying to get them to reliably do anything is like trying to get a dog to sit for the very first time. It's it's irritating. They probably don't understand a thing you're trying to do, and they just flop around like poo. Not the greatest metaphor that I've ever done in my life, but quite apt for what they feel like. And for some strange reason, many rankers use grenades. And I guess it has its perks. It even if you miss, you probably will hit a little bit, and that little hit will burst through their shields, which is quite effective, I would say. But even then, just I like DPS. I like high damage and reliable damage. And to me, grenades are not reliable damage, especially on a fast moving target. Because the faster the target is, the less likely you're gonna get through to them. And of course, just like Proton, just like myself as a machine, Alice's machine went down really fast, and that's probably because I got her into my sightlines, and that really helps. So let's skip on ahead. Alright, so I spent probably way too much time running around trying to earn that cash back, and I got myself the next D rank, which completes the area, and it's 72k, which is great. Wolfie got hit quite a bit, which is completely normal for this stage in the game. Leveling up quite well. I'm actually quite happy that he I have no idea if should Wolfie be a girl or a guy? I don't know. But I've hit 68, which is great. Level 68, I mean. When you hit the hundreds, it's game gets really good, I think. So, this wraps up Las Vegas. Next stop is Tokyo, and trying to hit on to the next thing. So we've done New York, as you can see here. We've done Las Vegas, as you can see here. And the next stop is Tokyo. Uh, I that's all I can say, really. It's just gonna be a totally different map. I don't even remember what Tokyo is, but since it's the homeland of my machine, I should be able to pimp it out a little bit more, which could be quite helpful. I've done some changes to my machine, and I'm proud of what little I could do with it, but I really, really need new parts, just for the variety of it. In any case, this has been Extreme Wirehead. Thanks for watching and seeing me smack some dudes in the face with some rockets. I'll see you next time for S.L.A.I. Peace.